Welcome to the Witchy Work Wishes podcast, a place to find your weekly inspiration for bringing your personal witchcraft practice into your business, work, and office. Welcome to Witchy Work Wishes. I am your host, Charlene, and today I am taking a moment to reminisce. I am taking stock in what's happened over the past 12 months and plan a little for the future with Witchy Work Wishes. Of course, all of this comes with lots of celebration as I celebrate my 1-year anniversary. And I'm so very happy that you are here with me because I'm leaning on you a little today just to see how we should collectively be moving forward. But first, I like to pull some things I did over the weekend to help with my own personal craft. Well, I had another flurry of activity with my business, both businesses really now, I guess. My bookkeeping and payroll practice that is also celebrating this year. I happen to have my 15-year anniversary with that one. And now my Witchy Work Wishes business that I am happily celebrating my 1-year anniversary with. But I was motivated with both of them over the weekend. I was very productive in some planning ahead for 2024 on each business as well as more immediately planning for the fall and the upcoming months. Now, since this is all about our Witchy Work Wishes, I spent some time on my Etsy shop and got some more things organized for upcoming podcasts, recordings, and certainly took stock in what's taken place over the past year. Now, on the furry and fluffy kitten side of things, I actually said goodbye to 3 of the 5 kittens that I have been fostering over the past couple of months. They all went to their forever homes. Now, I still have 2 that need to be adopted, but I have no doubt that they will be scooped up soon. You can probably hear little bells in the background as they're playing. Bottle-fed foster kittens are super special and very, very loving, and they really do make wonderful additions for families. Of course, it is hard to say goodbye, especially after countless hours of love, care, and attention, but knowing they are going to amazing families really does make my heart happy. So we sure had a big moon showing over the past weekend, didn't we? Man, like that full moon on Friday and Saturday was a doozy. Wait, do people still say doozy? Okay, it was a biggie, but honestly, I was not going to plan anything really big for it. Just kind of, appreciate the full moon, maybe take a nice moon bath and, just kind of let it ride. But we actually got a nice little storm and light rain on Saturday in California. So I tried capturing some of that storm energy and rain, but did not do a very good job with it. So I just rolled with it thinking, it was meant to be. This was not my moon, nor energy it wanted me working with. So on to the next phase. I was out in my garden a bunch on Sunday and, making it more attractive to my new resident toad. And I'm really having fun with this guy. Actually, there's 2 of them, but it also prompted me to do some light research on frogs and toads and how we can use them and their signs and energy in our own craft. Now, I'm honored to have them come into my yard and take up residence. And I even captured a quick video of their croaks. The crows cawing, and lots of energy being shared with me. I posted that on Instagram if you want to take a peek. It really made me happy and eager to keep working in the yard to make it more and more magical. So this week with our beautiful moon, well, she is waning, and as this episode airs on Wednesday, she'll actually be in her waning gibbous phase, which is a wonderful time to banish bad habits. It is a time to slow down and release and reflect. It is a great time to cleanse and work on removing unwanted energies. The gibbous phase of the waning moon is also a good time, to undo curses and hexes. Now, me personally, what am I banishing as far as bad habits right now? Well, it is a lifelong, or goodness, seems like a lifelong, caffeine addiction. So I have been slowing down and weaning myself off gradually. And then I pulled the Band-Aid off on Sunday, and I have not had a cup of coffee since. So, headaches are here for sure. But what am I doing right now during this waning gibbous phase and banishing bad habits? Well, I'm saying goodbye to a very, very strong coffee addiction. Okay, let's celebrate. It's time to call in the party for the 1-year anniversary. well, here we are. 12 months of podcasts airing every Wednesday. Well, okay, almost. I think there were a couple I missed early on in the year, but either way, today's episode is number 51, and I launched Witchy Work Wishes this time last October. So what have we covered in a year? Well, the first month, October, I did the stuff I knew the most about. I did a quick little blurb about me. I jumped into good work mornings and how they really do start the night before. I talked about tracking your time and journaling. And then, of course, my beloved moon and how Monday is our moon day. November, I jumped into my first guest spot with Annika and talking about Wolf and Raven. We talked about tea at work. Jumped into Tuesday and how that is Mars Day. I had another guest, Kathy, with essential oils. And then I talked about Shopkeeper's Bell at the end of that month. In December, we moved to Wednesday, and that being Mercury's Day. We talked about Yule. We talked about our first element. I jumped into water. How could I not? And then I wrapped up December with 2023 goals. I really had fun with that one. Then in January, I moved along the days of the week with Thursday, and how that is Jupiter's Day. We talked about the next element, fire, and I talked about Imbolc that happens on February 2nd. February, we talked about ring and finger magic, which is amazing. I really want to actually work with that a little bit more. Moved on for the days of the week with Friday being Venus Day, and I talked about another element, which was air that month. Then in March, we talked about how Saturday is Saturn's Day. Annika joined me for a great episode about Hecate. Which way are we going, guys? Should we take a poll? Should we take a vote on this? Hecate or Hecate? Oh, goodness. Okay, we also talked about Ostara. Of course, I did my Fae and Fairies episode in March, which I loved. Did another element, went to Earth that month. And then let's see, April, I talked about creating a witch's desk. We talked about Beltane, and did the last day of the week, Sunday being the Sun's Day. And then at the end of the month, I started the 3-part Crow and Raven magic series, which, I could just listen to that over and over again. I love it. In May, I had an episode about being a witchy mom. And I also had my older son as a guest to get his take on everything that month, too. And there's one of my kittens playing with something. And we wrapped up May with Yaxel and the episode about servitors, which I'm still working on my office servitor. In June, Kathy came back to help me with an episode about essential oils. We talked about the summer solstice and Litha. And then I kind of did that like mid-year check-in with, our goals and our to-do lists, which was really super helpful, to me, because it helped me clarify what I needed to do for the second half of our calendar year. And I'm actually doing it. The physical health was a big part that was still left for me to do, and I am doing it, I promise. Let's see, June, we also talked about the Witches' Ball. July was amazing. I had a wonderful 2-part series with Justin, the pagan padre, and we did part 1 and part 2 with Norse mythology. I also talked about Lammas and Lunasa and had an episode on mirror magic. In August, we did witchcraft and cats, which is one of my favorites also. I did 2 parts on that one. I did an episode on knot magic. And then a 2-part series, actually 3-part series, goodness. 2 parts at the end of August for moon magic. And then our part 3, moon magic, was in September. Did an episode on Mabon last month. And then just organically, I did not plan it. I was going to say I could not plan it any better, but I did not plan it. It just happened to be that I was out with my boys in September and was able to record just us talking. Honestly, the mic was just turned on and it captured organic, silly, giggling, laughing, sarcastic conversations, but lots of fun with both my boys and one of their friends. So the first part of that was kind of us interpreting our dreams and talking about dreams. And the second part was us actually doing card pulls with both my Oracle deck and my Crow Tarot deck. So that was it. That was the last 12 months. That was my list. And while the topics may have been a little spread out, I did go over some of our core stuff, right? The elements, the days of the week, and the wheel of the year, or as we've gone through the calendar months so far. Of course, we have Samhain coming up, which will be a podcast soon, in a couple weeks, but that will be the 8th and final one of the wheel of the year since I started with Yule last year. And just for reference, if anybody cares, I am actually not Wiccan. I do not practice really any type of organized religion. I really do consider myself pagan all the way through and through, and I do like to follow the natural courses, our amazing seasons guide us through, and I really do like the wheel of the year. So not sure if that will ruffle some feathers, but that is where I'm at with my practice, or at least for now. Okay, so I sure had fun with my guest speakers, and I really would like to put more energy into inviting our peers to join me in conversations. But what do you guys want? What would help you in your practice? There are so many amazing things we can talk about and focus on, but I really would like to hear from you and what you are specifically looking for. Now, I do have some ideas drafted for the rest of 2023 and the beginning of 24. I was hoping to pull some specific herbs and go through how we can use them in our practice. Same thing with crystals. Those are two areas I'm not really super versed on, so I personally myself would like some more instruction and guidance with them. I would like to tie them into these specific seasons as well, so they complement where we are in the calendar year. I would also like to do some more work type stuff, since that is in fact what this podcast is all about. But I'll also try to end each episode, regardless of what it's on, the best I can with ways we can incorporate the topic into our work in offices. Now, as mentioned, I have a big health journey I am beginning, and as of right now, it looks like it's going to officially start the first week of November. And it's going to be an amazing chance for me to start over. Kind of a clean slate, if you will, in a time when I can start a new relationship with food. So I think, just for personal reasons again, I'll be doing something quarterly, maybe about seasonal foods that keep us healthy and working directly with the foods that are naturally available with each of the seasons, along with maybe some other tips and tricks, the healthy witch can be doing for themselves. And that all-important self-care that we tend to push aside when things get busy. So what do you think? Does that sound good? Those ideas, of course, will not fill up a calendar year, so I would love to work with guest speakers on topics that they have more experience with and knowledge of. Certainly, deity work is big on my list. But, my goal is to keep everyone happy the best I can and offer a variety of topics to pique all of our curiosity and interest. So if you have expertise or would like to join me for a chat, please reach out and I'll work with you on a guest spot. I really do enjoy the collaboration and the teamwork and certainly the shared energy when having a guest on the podcast join me. So filling one in each month would be a great goal, but I'm open. So today it is just a quick one, just a little happy anniversary to Witchy Work Wishes and a chance to touch base with you on the next 12 months of podcasts. Now I did put some more items up on my Etsy shop if you want to go and check them out. Of course, it's all stuff we can use for getting our own work done. And my 2024 day planner is almost done. I'm hoping to have that launched in the next 2 weeks. Well, I did grab a poem for today, so I will go gather those notes and be right back. All right, the poem I grabbed to help me celebrate 1 year of podcasts is one written by Erin Hansen, and one I am sure you will recognize. It is a saying I try to remind myself often when I feel scared to do something new. And it goes, "There is freedom waiting for you on the breezes of the sky. And you ask, what if I fall? Oh, but my darling, What if you fly? Thank you so much for joining me today, and thank you so much for joining me this past year. And cheers to each of you and all of us in this amazing craft. As unique as it is, we are all in it together. And I am so excited to share another 12 months with you. I hope you have a great rest of the work week and weekend, and I'll talk with you next week. Thank you for joining me today at Witchy Work Wishes, a place to find your weekly inspiration for bringing your personal witchcraft practice into your business, work, and office. For more information and additional content, please visit me online at witchyworkwishes.com. If you want to send me a personal note, please email me at info@witchyworkwishes.com. And of course, you can follow me on Instagram and Facebook. Just search for Witchy Work Wishes.